In this session, we're going to talk about adding a new user. In terms of users, I'll show you how to add receptionists, nurses, hygienists, and dentists, all who have slightly different elements needed. We're going to go from the tooth to setup, and we're going to click on users. In this case, let's hit the new button. Now you have an option of setting a provider role. Unless the user has a book, just leave it as none. So nurses, receptionists can be left as none. In this case, I'm going to choose a dentist because it's the most complex one. So here is our dentist, and you can just update the dentist with the details required. Carry on adding the details. Addressee can be left blank, or you can put that in and it will be shown on the bottom of the letter as the dentist's name. It's important that you do put the shorthand in, because the shorthand will be shown on treatment screens as the owner of the work to be done. Pushing save, and we've saved it. Push close, and it's there. Now what you're going to see is a common mistake. You log in with the username DD and you type in the password, all uppercase password, and you push OK, and you get told not a member of a group, no active group membership. That's because everybody must be added to a group. So let's go back in again. Let's go to our users and straight to groups. Now you can be a member of multiple groups, remember, but in this case we're just going to go to dentist. Let's have a quick look at settings. Here's our settings, should you change them, but members is what we want, so add, select Dennis and save. He is now a member of a group. So now we can log on again, and this time as soon as we log in with the username DD and the password, it will ask him to update his password. Remember, these new passwords must be 8 characters minimum. They must include uppercase, lowercase, special characters and a number. Now let's look into books. But first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a session type. This is something you don't have to do, but if you want to, you can keep different performers in different colours. So I'm going to add a session type. I'm going to call it Dennis, and I will then change the colour. So there's our colours. You can scroll to the top and select a custom colour. If there's one in that list you like, fine, but if not, click on that button and you can now add your custom colour. If it's going to be in a book, we recommend doing it quite pastel-y. And OK, you now have a background colour for the Dennis session type should you want to use it. Now let's go to our books and we can select Dennis from our selection. There he is, hit OK, and we have our book set up. The name is down as Dentiste Dennis, but you don't have to leave it like that. This will appear on the top of the appointment book, so let's just call it Dennis, a bit more friendly. You can select your location as well. You can select a colour should you require it, and if you have a link to a video consultation, you should add that at this point. Now let's get our Monday together. So by hitting new, we can select our first session. We will select Dennis as the type, that will be our background colour. Location will be defaulted. Now dentist, this allows only patients from Dennis to be booked into dentist slot, so this prevents you moving patients between dentists. It's often used for therapists or hygienists to prevent one orthodontist patients going into one therapist's book on a certain day. In this case, let's just select Dennis and push save. We can add further sessions. If we mix it up a bit, we'll add an emergency session this time. Again, pop your times in, 12:30 to 12:55, allowing for a 5-minute appointment will take us up to 300 hours. And select Dennis again and save. And let's pop the afternoon session in as well. Remember, this will be done for a therapist, a hygienist, a dentist, anybody who needs a book. Might be a nurse taking photographs, etc. And save. Remember, copy is available should you wish to copy between days. just copy and paste, but the day must be empty to allow you to paste. But you can always update the day once it's been pasted in. Let's remove the afternoon session. Let's remove the emergency session. And we'll extend out for an extra half an hour the morning session. So it's very easy to update all of these books. Now this is the very first book that this dentist has, so when I push save it won't ask me for a start date. But if this was an edit of a book, it would ask for a date to start it on. Push close and you're all set up. The only thing remaining is for an NHS dentist. So if you do have a NHS dentist, you must go to the NHS BCDS field at the bottom. Select the contract that this dentist will be working on. Push edit, and under the members tab, you can add that dentist details. He will be selectable from the list that we have. So as long as you know the performer number and the PIN number, you can just pop those details in. And your dentist is now able to transmit his claims from SFD. Remember, he must be active in Compass at this point. There is an option at the bottom, FD, for foundation dentists. You must put a foundation dentist in here so that the UDs are calculated properly. Now suppose our user forgets their password. Just select the user required, click edit, and you've got a golden key. Pushing that golden key will reset the password, and the new password will be password all uppercase. The user will be forced to change that password immediately. And don't forget that if we go to groups, then we can change the privileges for everybody who is in that group. So just go to settings and tick green to allow access and red to deny. Don't forget that will apply to everybody in that group. Users aren't limited to a single group, remember, so you can always add a user to multiple groups. When they log on, they will get the choice of which group to log into. Now if we go to appointments, we can change the day of the week view for Monday to add Dennis. So simply go to Monday, edit, and move Dennis across, which is the name of that book. Push OK, and if we go to Monday, we will see Dennis is now in play, and we have that lovely, lovely colour for his book. Remember, as a summary, anybody without a book, you must add them as a user, add them to a group. Anybody with a book must have a book, and any dentist who intends to transmit to the NHS must be included in NHS BCDS.